Hello, good evening. This is not sir, this is ma'am this side. Sir is not able to make it today, so he won't be there for the class. Good evening, everybody. So I thought I'll make good use of this time. I have just decided to teach you economics. All right. So this is something which we did in the previous class of economics for MBA. If you remember, production function. Who all were there in that class? Kelvin, you were there, I think. Okay, I'll just go through this once again, and because my next class, my own class, that is on Saturday with you. So in that class, I'm going to teach this topic, producer's equilibrium. So this one is it's like we can say the preparatory step to that topic. Okay. All right. So now today we are going to study about the production function. We know every firm that is engaged in the business of production, they have to take care of certain things. They have to keep certain things in mind when they are going for the manufacturing process. So mainly the production depends on the availability of the resources, the number of resources a firm has. And those resources are known as the factors of production. Okay, so basically there are 4 factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Good evening, Prabha. So land is the factor of production that is fixed. Labor is the factor of production that is variable. Capital is the factor of production that is variable. Variable means the factors which can be changed over a period of time. Okay, even land can be changed over a period of time, but not in the short run. It can be changed only in the very long run. Now let us move forward. So production refers to the transformation of inputs or resources into outputs of goods and services. In other words, and it does not merely include the physical transformation, it includes all the other processes which are involved in the process of production, like collecting data, collecting quotations from the suppliers, then hiring of the workers, negotiations with them, installation of the machinery, everything, quality control, all this is going to form a part of the production function. All these functions together make up the production function of a firm. Okay, so this is the definition for production. It refers to the transformation of inputs or resources into outputs of goods and services. In other words, production refers to all of the activities involved in the production of goods and services, from borrowing to set up or expand production facilities, to hiring workers, purchasing raw material, running quality control, cost accounting and so on, rather than referring merely to the physical transformation of inputs into outputs of goods and services. Alright, so this is the basic definition. Any doubts, anybody? Okay. So there are some examples, like a computer company hires workers to use machinery, parts and raw materials in factories to produce the personal computers. So the output of a firm can either be a final commodity or an intermediate product. Prabha, I am actually repeating it because I think most of the students who are in this class were not there in my own class. I know you were there. So it will be good for you. It is just a repetition of the topic. It will be more clear to you. Is that fine, Prabha? Yeah, because I have the other one also, the next topic, but I think there's no point in going ahead because these students are not aware of this basic. So the output of a firm can either be a final commodity or an intermediate product. Just 1 minute. So it can be a final commodity. Final commodity means the consumer product that will be consumed directly by the consumer, or it can be an intermediate product. Intermediate product is the one that will be used further for the manufacturing process. Like for example, if I talk about cotton shirt industry, so cotton is the raw material, cotton bales, that is the finished product for one firm, but it is the raw material for a firm which is into the business of making cotton shirts. Okay, so it can be any type of product. The output can also be a service. Yes, it also includes the service sector like education, medicine, banking, insurance, everything. That all will form a part of the production sector only. It's a physical good or it's a service. So this is the mathematical representation of the relationship. What relationship? It is Q is equal to FKLA, where Q means the output that has to be manufactured by the firm. So it is a function of K. K stands for the capital, L stands for the land, and LA stands for the labor. Prabha, I went through this topic. There's isocost, something like this. I didn't get that. Okay, isocost and isoquant. That is the topic which I did in my previous class. The class which was on Sunday, last Sunday. Okay, you were not there. Okay, that is why you missed out. So it's if you want to get hold of the whole topic, it is very important to attend each and every class. Otherwise, you will miss out the topics in between. And I'm going to repeat that also because on that Sunday class, there was some technical error. The net was not working very fine. So the students were not able to very clearly hear me. So I'll be going through that topic again on like whenever the class is. Okay. I was off. No, I was there. On Sunday I was there. Alright, let's continue with this. So Q is equal to FKLA. Q is the level of output. F stands for the function of. Function of means it is dependent on. Prabha, yeah, one class was taken by Garima, but was that the class for BB or MBA? I'm not very sure about that. I am little confused in that. MBA, okay. So I'll be taking that topic, isocost, isoquant, okay? No worries. So capital, land and labor, alright? So now these factors of production are divided into two categories. One is the short-term production and the other one is long-term production. Good evening, Ranjit. Welcome to class. So the short-term production is the one which is for a short period of time. It may range from 1 month to 3 months to 6 months and even a year. Okay, and in that period, the factors of production are pretty fixed. They cannot be varied very frequently. Like land, you cannot vary the land available at your disposal in the short period of time. You can change it in the long run, maybe 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, but not in a very short time. So in the short run, we assume that land is that factor of production which will remain the same. The available land with the producer will be the same. It's not going to increase or decrease. Okay, that is one factor. Then labor. Labor is that factor of production which can be varied in the long run as well as in the short run. We can arrange for more laborers if we are in need of them. So labor is the variable factor of production. Then comes the capital. What is the meaning of capital? Investment or machinery. Yes, it's basically investment. That investment can be, that investment can be in the form of money, or it can be in the form of investment into machinery, equipments, plant, premises, everything, the things that are needed for the manufacturing. So we can include everything, including machinery, premises, building, infrastructure into the capital. Okay. So capital is the factor of production which is also variable, but you cannot vary it in the very short run, isn't it? You cannot change it in the very short run. It is also a little fixed in the short run. It's not very flexible, but flexibility is there with labor. Labor is the only factor that is variable, or rather for our convenience, we assume that capital and land is going to remain fixed in the short period of time. Only labor can be changed and varied. Okay. Prabha, it depends from firm to firm. It cannot be more than a year. Okay. It cannot be more than a year. Something within a year. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, anything. So short term is the time when one input remains constant and an addition to output can be obtained only by using more labor. Okay, and in the long run, both the inputs become variable. Not only both, in fact, all the factors, inputs become variable. So, and what is the purpose of studying this? The purpose of studying this topic is to know the optimum level of production for the manufacturer. Optimum means the best point. So what is the best point for the manufacturer? At which point should he stop his production? That is something which we will come to know through this topic or this law which we are going to study now. So laws of production state the relationship between the output and input. So in the short run, as we have already discussed, just one input can be changed, and that one input is labor, because labor is the only factor which we can change in the long run. Others are held constant. So this law of variable proportions brings out the relationship between varying proportions of factor inputs and output. And in the long run, production function is subject to different phases described under the laws of return. This is what we are going to study now, laws of return to scale. In this, all the factors are variable. We assume it actually. Practically it may not be possible, but since it's long run, we assume that we can change all the factors. So let us first study the short run law of production. So in this what are the assumptions? The first is that the factor is variable and the other factor, say K, is constant. L is for labor and K is for capital. So we are assuming that labor is variable but capital is constant. Then labor is homogeneous. What does this statement mean? Labor is homogeneous. Hello. Yes. Can you all hear me? What is the meaning of this term homogeneous? Even if you are not aware, you can say that I don't know that. Yes, that's correct, Monichin. They are of same kind, or when we are talking with respect to production, we can say that productivity is the same. Okay, if one labor is giving 5 units in a day, the other labor is also going to give 5 units in a day. So we can assume that their productivity is equal, it's similar. So that is what labor is homogeneous means. Then technology remains constant, then input prices are given. So these are the various assumptions on which this law is based, the law of variable proportions. Any doubts? All right. So now let us to what we did in the consumer's law. You remember? Please repeat. Okay, next one. Homogeneous means a homogeneous factor of production. That means the factor of production which we are talking about is going to give us the same output. Every unit of that is going to give the same output. So if we talk with reference to labor, we can say if one labor is giving 10 units in one day, then the other labor will also manufacture 10 units in a day. Okay, their productivity will be the same. Whether it is labor, it is machinery, it is land, whatever it is. Alright, the output level will be the same. That is homogeneous. So now you can see this is something. Yes, Nixon, it does not happen in practicality. So we can say these are a little theoretical laws. Okay, they help the manufacturer to a very small extent, but they hire experts for getting the estimates and getting the best output level, judging it. So then this thing works. Okay, so when you look at this chart, at this table, do you remember the law which we did on consumer, that is law of diminishing marginal utility? Law of diminishing marginal utility, in which the consumer was, as he was eating more units of a product, his satisfaction level was going down. Isn't it? So in this one also, as more and more production is taking place, the output from every unit is going down. So let us first discuss this column, that is the column of total production. This is the labor. When one labor, total production is 24. For 2 labors, it's 72. For 3 labors, it's 138. For 4 labors, it's 216. Okay. Then for 5, it's 300. For 6, it's 384, and so on. So it is increasing till the 10th unit of labor. But from 11th unit onwards, it is declining. For the 11th unit, it's 594. For 12 units, it's 552. So this means at 600, the optimum level is reached, isn't it? When we talk with respect to total production, this is the best point. 10 units of labor are given 600 units. Now, the main criteria for judging the productivity of a labor is the marginal product, because marginal product gives us the gives us the increase in output as we employ one additional unit of the labor. Okay, so you can see for the first one, the marginal productivity is 24. Actually, it should be 0, but for the purpose of graph, we assume it to be 24. For the second unit, it's 48. 48 is coming from 72 minus 24. For third one, 138 minus 72. The difference is 66. So that is the marginal productivity. Marginal productivity means addition to the total. So when we are using 4 units of labor, the total is increasing from 138 to 216. So marginal productivity is 216 minus 138. That is 78. Okay? Is this clear? You can see the whole of this chart right from 1 unit to till the 12th unit. Please read it and clarify the doubts. What is the equation to identify MPI and API? MPI is the marginal productivity and API is the average product. Okay, MP is marginal product and AP is average product. There is no equation as such, Nixon. Okay, I'll just tell you. The difference between the subsequent units of the difference between the productivity of the subsequent units, that is the marginal product. Like difference between the third and the second unit is the marginal product for the third unit. Okay, like 138 minus 72, 216 minus 138, 300 minus 216, 384 minus 300 units. That is the like productivity for the 6th labor. So now, as you have gone through this, you can see that till the 6th unit, the production is increasing. In fact, till the 5th unit, the production is continuously increasing. But at the 6th unit, it is equal, and beyond that, it is declining. For 7th unit, it's 78. For 8th unit, it's 66. How is it 66? 528 minus 462. Prabha, that is the equation for production function. Okay, he is talking about marginal product and average product. So for the 10th unit, it is 600 minus 576. That is 24. Then For the 11th unit, it's 594 minus 600, that is minus 6. Then for the 12th unit, it's 552 minus 594, that is minus 42. Okay? Yes, Suvit, that is the right equation. If we have to define it with equation, we can use this one. Total production of n units minus the total production of n minus 1 units. N minus 1 means the previous unit. So that is a one formula which we can use, and we don't need to get into the formula. We can calculate it directly from the total product itself. Okay. Then as we come to the 11th unit, the production has started declining. It's minus 6. For the 12th unit, it's negative 42. So that is a situation which every producer will ignore, will just don't want. Then next thing is average product. Average product is very simple to calculate. It is just the total product divided by the number of laborers. As in mathematics, average, yes, total production upon the units of labor. Yeah, Monichan. So for like the second unit, it will be 72 upon 2. 138 upon 3, that is 46. Then 216 upon 4 for the 54 unit, for the 4th unit. Then 300 minus 5 for the 5th unit. So now we see that average production is also increasing from 24 to 36, then 46, 54, 60, 64. and the 8th unit. But beyond that, it is declining. At 9th unit, it is 64. That is 576 divided by 9. For the 10th unit, it is 60. 600 divided by 10. Then 11th unit, 594 upon 11. 12th unit, 552 upon 12. So it is now declining. And if we will continue, it may even become negative. You can just read this column of average product. If you have a doubt, please clarify. Okay. So you can see the average product is increasing, the marginal product is increasing. But if we compare the two columns, we can see that the marginal product is increasing at a much higher rate, isn't it? It is 48 for the second unit, but it is 36 for the second unit. It is 66 for the third unit, but average product is 46. It has reached 78 for the fourth one, but it is on 54 only. So average product is continuously increasing, but it is increasing at a rate slower than the marginal product, isn't it? As you can see in this chart. Yeah. And when it is declining, again it is declining at a faster rate. It has gone from 84 to 78, then from 78 to 66. From 66 it has gone to 48 and then to 24. So it is increasing at a higher rate and it is decreasing at a higher rate, marginal product. Okay. So it has this phenomena. It increases also at a faster rate and decreases also at a faster rate. But average product, it increases slowly and then it decreases also very slowly. Alright. So this is the difference between the two. And in the next slides, we'll be plotting them on the graph and seeing how is the shape of the marginal product curve and the average product curve looks like. So talking forward, like this is the stage of increasing returns. Increasing is because the production is continuously increasing. It is beneficial for the manufacturer to manufacture till the 6th unit of production, because at till the 6th unit he is getting increasing returns. His production is continuously increasing, the marginal also and the average also. Okay. Then for the 7th to, just a second. Okay. Now for the 7th unit, 7th unit, 8th unit and 9th unit and 10th unit, it is a stage of diminishing returns. Diminishing because now the production is now declining. It is going from 84 to 78, then 66, 48, 24. Isn't it? It is now going down. And when it comes to the 11th and the 12th unit, it is negative now. It is negative returns. We have to judge it on the basis of the marginal product, because marginal product gives us the right picture about the productivity of every factor of production. If we are increasing the labor from 10th to the 11th unit, so we are getting a negative marginal productivity. There is no point in employing the 11th labor, isn't it? It will just add to our cost. It is not going to be beneficial to us. So we should avoid it. So looking at the marginal product column, we can divide this whole process of production into 3 stages. One is the increasing returns, second is the diminishing returns, and the third is the negative returns. Is it clear, this whole of the chart? Everybody, please go through it once, and if you need any additional answers, any explanations, please ask. Okay. Yes. Prabha? Yeah, Prabha? Any doubts? You have raised your hand. Wanna ask anything? Okay. So this is how the production of a firm is going to behave in the short run. Mumtaz, good evening. It's related to marginal utility, but it's not marginal utility, it's marginal productivity. Okay. The topic is very similar to the utility one, but it is productivity, and we are talking with reference to the producer. In utility, we talk with reference to the consumer. Okay. Yes, Nixon, it's economics. Now just look at this one. How are we going to plot this law of variable? How we are going to plot this graph? So first thing that they have shown is only the total production. So there is panel A. In panel B, we will see the marginal production curve and the average production curve. So we can see the total production rises at an increasing rate till the employment of the 5th worker. They haven't marked it over here, but we can assume that this is the point of 5th labor. It should be 5 over here, downwards. Let us assume it is 5th worker, and drawing a line from that, the top point, this is the productivity of the 5th worker. Now beyond the 6th worker until the 10th worker, the total production increases, but the rate of increase begins to fall. We have seen it in the graph. From the 6th worker to 10th worker, the productivity is going, but it is going up at a very low rate or at a very slow rate. So that is what the graph is also showing. Then total production turns negative from the 11th worker onwards. So this shows the law of diminishing marginal returns. Like from the 11th worker onwards, it is going down from 594 to 552. So this is what that graph depicts. Okay? Is it clear? So this total production curve will always be of this shape only. It will be shaped like this. Inverted U, we can say, slightly inverted U. Now we come to panel B. Panel B, the same part of the graph, which is showing the average productivity of the labor and the marginal productivity of labor. So because of the nature of marginal, Prabha, I'm not like very good at this concave and convex. I'm always confused in this. So I cannot say it's concave or convex. I can just say it's an inverted U, raised U. Okay, that is what I can say. So this the second part of that graph is average productivity and marginal productivity. So you can see, because the marginal productivity is was increasing at an increasing rate, so this graph is always above the average productivity graph. this graph exactly. Marginal productivity will always be above the average productivity, and when it will start declining, it will decline at a rate much faster than the average productivity graph, and it will be at a lower position than the average productivity graph. Okay. So this is how these graphs will look like. Marginal productivity and average productivity. Both are increasing, but if I say how are you going to describe these two graphs? So the answer is both the marginal productivity and the average productivity graph are showing an increase, but the marginal productivity is increasing at a rate much faster than the average productivity rate. And when it is declining at a much faster rate than the average product. Average product is just at this level, and marginal productivity has crossed the, it has reached the negative level, isn't it? So now describing or dividing this whole process into different stages, we can say the first stage is the stage of increasing returns. In this one, the total productivity of the labor increases at an increasing rate. Fixed factor is abundant and the variable factor is okay. We have assumed that labor is capital is fixed, and at the same time we say it is abundant with us. In the initial stages we have lots of capital in our hand, so we can say it is abundant with us, and the variable factor is inadequate. Labor is little inadequate, so this capital is getting better utilized. One additional unit of labor, we are going from 4 to 5th labor, the machine is getting better utilized and the productivity is also going up because of this. That is why we are getting increasing returns in this stage. Okay. Now coming to stage 2. The total productivity continues to increase but at a diminishing rate. We have seen that in the graph it was increasing but at a slower rate. Then stage 3, total productivity begins to decline. Capital becomes scarce as compared to variable factor. Hence overutilization of capital and setting in of diminishing returns. Now by the time we reach the end stages of our production, we are exhausted of our money. We are exhausted of our capital. So the capital becomes scarce now. But labor is there. Labor is abundant. It is available with us. So now the capital is overutilized, and that is why we are having the diminishing returns to scale. This is the technical reason for the operation of this stage 3. Stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. This is the reason. In the stage 1, capital was excess and labor was less. Okay. So the capital was used to its optimum level and we were getting increasing returns. Then by stage 3, the capital became scarce and labor was excessive. So now the capital was overutilized and hence we had this diminishing returns to scale. Is it clear? Seher, Monichin, Anshul, Sunil, Prabha, Mohammed, Ashwin, Fatima, Kelvin, Rajiv, Sarfaraz, Subit, Ahmed. Okay. Now, what is that? now what are the reasons for the three stages? Indivisibility and inelasticity of the fixed factor and imperfect substitutability between K and L. The capital is one factor which is indivisible, and it is inelastic also. Inelastic is again like flexible. It cannot be changed over a short period of time. Okay, and there cannot be any substitution between capital and labor. The work which has to be done by a labor will be done by the labor, and the process which has to be done by the machine will be done by machine only. We cannot substitute them for one another. Even if we substitute, we will be in loss. Like suppose machine is doing the work in half an hour and manufacturing 10 units. Now suppose the machine shuts down and we put in labor in its place. Then labor is taking 3 hours and we are using 10 laborers. So it's very costly for us. So that is why it's not, we say that they cannot be substituted for each other. Now what is the significance of this law of diminishing marginal returns? It is an empirical law frequently observed in various production activities. Okay, like it is used by the producers in guiding them. Then particularly in agriculture, where natural factors, say land, which play an important role, are limited. Yes, it's basically applicable to the agriculture because land is very extensively used in agriculture. Then it helps the manager in identifying the rational and irrational stages of operation. That is what we have to look out for. We have to put a check at the stage of operation when instead of getting any additional benefits, we are just incurring losses. It's better to stop the production at that level. Alright? So what it does, it answers the questions such as how much to produce, what number of workers to employ in order to maximize the output. Like in our example, the firm should employ a minimum of 7 workers and maximum of 10 workers, where total production is still rising. So let us just go back to the chart and have a look. So they are saying we should employ labor till the 7th factor, 7th labor, because till 7th the production is increasing. Okay. And at the most till 10th labor we can keep on employing more laborers because till 10th the production is increasing. Although the rate has gone down, but still it is increasing. Beyond that, it is not advisable to employ the 11th and the 12th worker because then the production is declining. Okay? Is it clear, friends? Okay. So I will take you back to that one. So in the stage 3 has a very high labor capital ratio. As a result, the additional workers not only prove unproductive but also cause a decline in the total productivity of the labor. Okay, so we can say in stage 1 the capital is presumably underutilized, and in the stage 3 the capital is overutilized. So that is the reason why the three stages operate when production function takes place. So a firm operating in stage 1 has to increase the labor, and in stage 3 it has to decrease the labor. This is what is going to give answer to our questions. Okay. Four. 8 divided by 2. Then 12. This is the difference between 12 and 8 is 4. That is the marginal productivity. An average will be 12 divided by 3. Then next is marginal productivity is 2. So 14 divided by 4. That is 3.5 is the average productivity. Alright. So till the 6th unit. Now, if we talk about the output elasticity, the output elasticity Hello, am I audible? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Yeah. Sorry, because of the net problem, there wasn't any voice. I hope I'm audible now. Okay. Yeah, let's just continue. So this output elasticity is marginal productivity of labor upon the average productivity of labor. So 3 divided by 3, it's 1. 5 divided by 4, it's 1.25. 4 upon 4 is 1. 2 upon 3.5 is 0.57. This is how we calculate the output elasticity. So lower the output elasticity, it's not advisable to go ahead with the production. So as you can see, from 4th unit onwards, it has started declining. It is 0.57 for the 4th unit. For the 5th unit, it is 0. For the 6th unit, it is -1. So it's better we stop our production at this one only, at the 3rd unit. Okay. So this is how the experts calculate the level of output that should be manufactured. Now, with one variable input, when the output is variable, input is variable. So this is how the chart looks like. This is for the total production. This is for average production. This is for marginal production. The same thing. The graph which we discussed, it has been plotted on a graph paper now. This is with 1 unit of output. Sorry, 1 unit of input. Now with 2 units. Now for studying this 2 variable input, we have to study about isoquants and isocost. Okay, so that is a separate topic, altogether a separate thing that will need one whole session, which I'll be taking in the next class. Okay, in my next class, that is probably going to fall on, I'm not very sure, on Thursday or Saturday. Tomorrow I have class with you, Prabha? Okay, so tomorrow we'll be doing about isoquants and isocost. So that is the topic or the explanation to the 2 variable input theory. With 1 factor we have discussed. Now what about with 2 factors? That we'll be doing in that, and I request you all to kindly go through your textbooks with your teaching material. Go through that so that we can just you can just clarify your doubts tomorrow. Okay, so before going ahead, everything that has been done should be clear. It's production function Nixon. You'll find it in the text. Okay, producer's theory or production function, it can be with any of these names. Kindly go through that. So we'll meet in the next class. Till then, it's bye from my side. Thanks for your time, everybody. Good night, take care, and please fill the feedback form which you're going to get. Okay, bye. See you all tomorrow in the next class. Bye. Take care. Good night.